What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. This is our weekly PSA update on how many cards they've graded over the past week as of Sunday. Pretty interesting stuff. Also, an announcement that came out today from PSA. We'll get to that in a second. Big numbers from PSA. We'll get to those in a second. But before we go into anything else, if you have not already, follow me on Instagram at Retro Hoop Breaks. I post all kinds of stuff on there. Also, check out Collect 3D Prints on Instagram. You can also click on their link and go to their website and check out Collect 3D Prints. As those of you may or may not know already, this is my brother's company. We do display cases for your favorite slabs, whatever slab you have. That you want to display your stuff. Pretty much everything that I have on display back here is all displayed in Collect 3D Prints cases. Pretty simple. If you got your favorite slab that you want to show and get out of your shoe boxes, you just simply slide the slab in. It pops in like a cell phone case. Okay. Pops in like a cell phone case. And it's got a, well, this is the old design, but it's got a little tab on the end that you can stand up and display once you got your card in there. We got them for pretty much every major grading company: PSA, BGS, SGC, HGA, CSG. We're working on TGT, Pure Graded X, and RCG. Those will be available soon. Also, we got mag displays if you got cards that you want to display in a mag style holder. You don't have them graded. You just want to put it in a display it. We do have vertical and horizontal orientation. So depending on the card, if you want to display it horizontally or vertically, you got options to do either one of those. So check them out. Bunch of different colors. Check them out on Instagram if you want to see a couple of examples on what they look like with cards displayed. Collect3dprints.com. There's a link in the description. You can click there, or you can just visit on Collect 3D Prints on Instagram and click the link in the bio. What else? Hit subscribe, hit like on this video if you like this stuff. I do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The video drops with an update. Before we get into the update, I wanted to go over this email that I received today. Today's Wednesday. From Steve Sloan, which was the president of PSA. They sent out a communication today. So one of the things to note in this communication is here. This 40,000 cards processed per day. That's a bit aggressive. According to my calculations, it's closer to like 30,000, 31,000 cards a day. Still very impressive for what they're doing there. But the thing is this: Steve Sloan is no longer the president of PSA. President of PSA is now Kevin Lenane, who was the former owner of Genamint. So PSA recently purchased Genamint earlier this year to bring them on and kind of update or upgrade their grading system. I don't know. Or to kind of insert some technology into the grading system. Kevin now runs the entire company for PSA. Typically in these types of situations, it's more of like a demotion, but it seems like, according to this, Steve Sloan is going to go work for Collectors Universe, which is the parent company of PSA, in more of a marketing capacity. He mentions in his email, or in this email, that his pedigree is in marketing, and so he's looking to get back into that. So he is going to move on to be Collectors Universe's Chief Marketing Officer. According to this, the first ever Chief Marketing Officer. So he's no longer the president of PSA. That is now Kevin Lenane. And he was currently the vice president of product at PSA. So not really anything extravagant in terms of, or like mind-blowing in terms of the move. I think it made sense. They're looking to move towards a more technology-driven process. And Kevin used to be the owner of Genament. Who better? Steve Sloan moves on to something else. So, not exactly sure what to think about all that. I think it's a good move for PSA overall. I think, especially if they're looking to move kind of out of this, I guess, funk that they've been in for the last 18 months with everything that they've had going on. I don't know if PSA would call it a funk because they're making money hand over fist, but I think just from a market perception, they're probably losing quite a bit of market share, and they're probably looking for Kevin to come in and usher in a new era of PSA. So that'd be interesting. Be interesting to see. So just a little bit of news there. That popped into my inbox this morning, which I thought was pretty interesting. So let's jump right into the numbers for this week. So this was as of 10/24. A little bit of a caveat, okay? I will admit, these numbers, I pulled them early Monday morning. I normally pull numbers Sunday night, but this past Sunday, it was very busy Sunday, very busy weekend for me. And we had a bunch of stuff going on this week with kids, soccer games, baseball games, and all kinds of other stuff. But I pulled them Monday morning, so there's a little bit of maybe some, I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is of what got added, but strong number either way, though. I don't think one is going to sway it either way. Maybe so. I don't know. It probably would have been right around the 160,000. I don't know. But there really shouldn't be a whole lot of difference. Still, pretty strong number that they put out, 192,000. That can be give or take maybe 10% or so, just given on the timing of when I pulled this. Again, normally I pull this Sunday night. I didn't get an opportunity to pull it Sunday night, but I pulled it Monday morning. So there may be a little bit of a skew there. But still, pretty strong number and a pretty high number coming in from last week, which is pretty good. So about 32,000 cards a day is what that kind of pans out to. The big players, again, TCG being a big one, but the winner for the week was basketball. So it looks like they put in a lot of effort in getting out basketball cards, followed very closely by baseball, and then TCG, and then football. So I'm actually surprised that football number wasn't really much higher because initially I was like, man, I would have expected football to be a little higher. But being that they have such a massive backlog, we're assuming that they have such a massive backlog, I wouldn't assume or I wouldn't expect their numbers to follow any type of seasonal trends, right? So like in the baseball or in the football off season, expect low grading of football cards. If right now we're in the middle of baseball, postseason, as my Astros go to kind of shut everybody up and say, hey, we're not cheaters, we're going to do this again, just so you guys, everybody's happy about it. But I would imagine baseball being in the swing of the postseason, a lot of cards getting graded for baseball. That's not the case because they just have this mountain of cards that they're going through. So whatever they get their hands on is what they grade next. I would assume that to be the case. But again, the fact that basketball is a high number this week, it's really been between TCG and basketball and baseball. Those have been kind of the top three, followed closely. The next closest one being football. But again, not really anything too big. They're back up to kind of this high number again. I would expect them to probably carry it through. Which the fact that they turned out such a high number this week really kind of makes me wonder what happened here. What happened these 2 weeks here? I really don't know. It seems very odd. I mean, there was no really big holiday there, and even if there is a holiday involved, I would still expect them to, be giving out, just like they're giving out overtime or something like that. I would expect them to be working through the holidays as well. Not because I'm like capitalist Mr. Scrooge over here, but just simply because from a manufacturing standpoint, I know that when you got a lot of work, you offer overtime, and if people want to work, typically they work because you either pay double or holiday pay or time and a half or 2.5 times or whatever the case may be. Manufacturing facilities tend to incentivize people to work during the holidays, especially the kind of the hallmark ones, right? Like, or not really hallmark ones, but like bank holidays and stuff like that. Manufacturing facilities or manufacturing operations tend to incentivize people to want to work on the holidays. So, anyway. A pretty good week turnout from PSA, if you ask me. kind of back into this, this realm here where they were just in the swing of things. Again, it just makes these weeks just that much weirder in terms of like a blip in the radar. Hopefully they continue this output and maybe even grow on it as we get into the holiday seasons. I really don't know. I'm trying to think about how I would handle it from a temporary workforce standpoint. But then again, they're back to cranking out these big numbers. And, I just did a video recently on a card that was terribly graded, or maybe a card that was accurately graded, but then was damaged post grading. And nobody really, picked up on the fact that it was terribly graded. Just so many different things that are coming out. It's gonna happen more and more and more, honestly, because if you're putting out this much volume, and you're mixing that with new people, if you're hiring like crazy, as much as they say they are, I think they say like every business day they're hiring like seven people or something like that. If you're truly doing that, and then you have this big amount of volume, we can expect things like that to happen, for cards to slip up like that. It's just part of the game. It really just is part of the game, where you're going to be cranking out volume, and its quality's going to dip. So, those of you that got kind of upset that I did that video on that Barry not Barry Sanders. Was it Barry Sanders? I think it was Barry Sanders. Saying, oh, why don't you call out SGC and BGS and all this other stuff? First of all, I haven't seen really anything ridiculously egregious like that PSA 10 Barry Sanders that had a clearly messed up corner, a thrashed, completely damaged corner. I haven't seen anything that egregious for SGC. And if you guys can send me something where it's that egregious, like that bad, send it to me, please, because I will do a video on it and I will call out whoever is doing this. I've done videos on HGA that have, completely missed the boat on some stuff. I've talked about their product in depth. I've actually, actually used them to grade stuff. So I have a platform to speak on in terms of that. But if you guys have ever seen anything completely egregious from SGC, please, I encourage you, send it to me. I will take a look at it. And if it's something that's completely egregious like that, I'll do a video on it. But I just haven't really seen anything that big or that crazy that has been that badly graded coming out of SGC. BGS, I've seen a couple, but again, I nothing that egregious. So when I saw that one, I had to do a video on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not really sure how many more of those I actually want to do. I really only want to stick to the ones that are just really bad or that are that bad. So that's going to do it for this week. I mean, big week by PSA. I'm happy to see that number back in the 190s again, and hopefully they'll continue along that path. They're kind of inflating those numbers a little bit. I mean, 140,000 cards a day. They're not really processing 40,000 cards a day according to my calculations. It's closer to 30. But, it's like everything. It's like 30, 32, 35, 40,000. Yeah, like, well, what's a few thousand among friends in a press release? Who really gives a shit? It's like, I'm not 5'8", I'm 5'9". I'm not 5'9", I'm not 5'10", I'm 6 foot. That kind of thing. It's like, just adding a couple of inches, that kind of thing. So, all right, that's going to do it, folks. I don't want to make this any longer than it needs to be. Again, if you like this kind of stuff, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I do this every Wednesday. Please check out collect3dprints.com. Pick up your cases to display your cards and get those cards out of those shoe boxes and put them on the walls and display them so your friends can be jealous of your Prism, your silver Prism Taco Fall rookie card. I don't know. Love you guys. I appreciate it. Peace.